So this brand literally hurts people's feelings. Like, or so I've noticed. I had somebody say something about this to me today. Like, they were just straight pissed that I find some value in Monstrum. I think they've managed to do some amazing things. Monstrum makes my throwaway scope. Like, the scope that I'm going to go to for 90% of things that I need. And they've managed to make that scope at $209 effing dollars, right? And hey, if anything ever happens, if my rifle has to go into an evidence locker after a bad situation or whatever, hey, they can take my $209 scope because I got another one at home. And here's another example of good stuff. No matter how much people talk shit, I've never been able to get anybody to argue with me about any of the Monstrum mounts that they make. This is their latest version. They have beefed up and strengthened their mounts. I've never had an issue with mine at all. Like, I've bought their new series of mounts because they're made out of the ones that I have are made out of 60, 61. I believe my other ones are 70, 75. And that's kind of the big deal with them. The point being is, Primary Arms, which everybody's okay with, they're selling 60, 61 aircraft grade aluminum mounts like this. And they're selling them for more, right? They're selling them for substantially more. They want like $60 last time I checked. I'm sure you can get them for $50, but these are 30. These are 30, and they have been reinforced, right? They've been reinforced. These just don't look like they're going to give a shit about anything. I mean, that mount is going to be there, right? You have support across the whole damn thing, right? You tighten all those down, that thing's not going anywhere. And of course, they do have an offset one, which is what I would get for any of my scopes. We also have a ton of the anti-recoil stops. Like, most of these don't have this much over engineering on them, right? And to still come in at $30, and you can get like 35% off of these. There's a discount code that you can always apply onto Monstrum stuff when a new product launches like this. So I don't let a brand hurt my feelings. Neither should you. You should shop around and be as savvy as possible. A brand is only as good as the products that they're releasing that year. Okay, so brands have risen and fallen overnight, depending on a product that they release. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, right? It's up to you as a savvy consumer to be able to pick through all that and get the best stuff. And in the process, not be taken for a ride on the price. I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to. You can pay double for these. Hell, you could pay $300 for a pair of scope rings that are just going to do the same exact thing that these are going to do. You can look up the material. They're going to be made out of the same thing. Matter of fact, the reason I was buying the Monstrum Pro Series is, like I said, they're made out of a higher grade of aluminum. They're 70, 75, and they actually ended up costing me, they were like $40, I believe. That's still $20 less than what Primary Arms was charging for a lower grade of aluminum. Mine have never budged. I've never had an issue with mine. They're absolutely awesome. They look great. They function just fine. And here's Monstrum coming with another take, right? And these are only $30. It doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere. I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find an actual better mount than this without paying, you know, $300, right? You spend enough, I'm sure you can find some kind of upgrade, but spending 10 times more for 3% of an upgrade is just not my cup of tea. That's not something that I'm into, right? PFP, pay for performance. If I can get something like this that's going to get me there and not break the bank, why not? It leaves me more money to spend on other stuff that I want to pursue. So why wouldn't I do that? By the way, Another pretty awesome thing here, I mean, they're going through all the features, but down here I see another product that I've been super happy with. Yo, this Arc Saber 2400 lumen weapon light, this is a game changer as far as flashlights are concerned. This thing is $70, yo. And they do have some proprietary technology in the tail cap, so that recoil is not going to trigger this light to turn on or off. These also come with the adjustable hinge that you see here. They also come with a pressure pad straight out of the box. Yo, for $70, you're going to be hard pressed to beat that. And just being fully honest, because I have this thing and I've been running it, I'm just waiting for them to start selling more batteries for this thing. I would like to get the Monstrum battery that is coming with this thing. I'm sure I could just go get some other brand, but I'm just waiting for them to, you know, potentially sell the battery specifically for these. I would just like to have Monstrum batteries to support the brand, because I feel like they're putting in good work, right? People love PSA for making things affordable. I think some of that same credit should go to Monstrum for some of their products. And if you guys watch like my honest review of their current product line, it's not like I talk good about every single thing that they make. Like, I can tell you right now, just like I did in my video, do not buy the Guardian AO scope. The controls on it don't work right. I had a bad experience with mine, but other scopes like the Panzer are definitely worth their weight in gold, in my opinion, because where else are you going to find a scope that's good enough to be a throwaway scope and actually fulfill the basic role that it needs to play and still be affordable and throwawayable? You're just not going to find that anywhere else. And you're going to end up spending at least $600 for something that does the same thing. That's what I like about Monstrum. That's what I think is cool about that. If you're going to get your feelings hurt over a brand, I don't know what to tell you. Like, better stuff's going to be coming out all the time, and it is going to depreciate some of your things. I understand that 10 years ago, people were paying $300 for these things because there wasn't as many companies putting out the same products, the same type of products. And actually, I understand that 20 years ago, people were commonly paying $5,000, $6,000 for a scope because it was more of a specialty item. There weren't as many shops making them. There weren't as many businesses, companies venturing into making scopes, and it was still somewhat a specialized thing. Also, our shops become more modern all the time. Take it from somebody that worked at these shops. I worked for KUKA Robotics. I worked for Acumen Global Technology. I saw how all this stuff is made. I know how much this stuff costs to make. There really isn't anything that amazing about a company like Monstrum making stuff like this. Once you know what our modern shops are capable of, this isn't amazing. What's amazing about it is finding a company that is being not greedy about it. At the end of the day, that's what I can say about this whole thing. I'm simply just shopping with companies that aren't as greedy as some other ones. That's the way that I like to look at it, and I'm all for it. I fully support PSA. I fully support Monstrum. Even if all the stuff that they make isn't the best in the world, if they have a gem here and a gem there, yo, I'm going to pick through that shit and I'm going to find that good stuff, because the amount of money being saved for what you're getting on some of this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. So that's where I'm going to leave it. And if you are on the hunt for any of this stuff, like, yeah, 10 years ago, I would have told you start at PSA. If you need a scope or something for a throwaway gun, or just something that you're going to beat the crap out of, or maybe something that you're learning on and you don't want to spend a fortune on it. Maybe you're still shopping around. You're trying different optics to see what you like and what actually works for you, so that you can go hunt those features down in your main setup that you're going to build in the future. I mean, people have all sorts of different ways of shopping around and trying different things. before they settle on what they actually want. Like, who am I to take away from that process? All I can do is share with all of you what I'm doing, what works for me and what doesn't, right? And if you're gonna cry about me buying a Monstrum scope, I mean, think about it. It's a double-edged sword, right? If I talk this thing up and it ends up just disappearing off of my rifle, yo, you don't think people are going to come around and be asking about that? Yo, what happened to that Panzer? What happened to that Panzer scope that was on your rifle, man? You talked that thing up so much. Where is it? Where's that thing been? So if any of this stuff crashes or fails out on me, you know I'm going to tell you, like real talk. And you know you're going to see it because I'll instantly replace it with something new. I'm not just going to go buy another one if something fails me. I'm not going to repeat the same mistake over and over again. That would be silly and stupid for me to do. I'm just being honest with you guys. So as soon as any of this stuff fails me or gives out on me, you guys are going to hear about it. I'm going to be perfectly honest about it so I can save somebody else the same mistake that I made. And I'm just being real with you guys. I have thousands of rounds on all these different rifles that I have and I'm testing. And I haven't had an issue yet with any of the stuff that I have. I've ordered some stuff from Monstrum. And one of my scopes came in and I could hear something rattling around. And it was an open box scope that I bought from them. And I shared that experience too. Like, they didn't have to have my back, but they did. They sent me out a new one, lickety split. So they have great customer service. I've tested PSA's customer service as well, right? I've called them and asked them some questions and stuff, and just based off of my questions, they offered to send me a new upper. They just told me to send my old one in, and I don't even want to do that because I'm so happy with the upper that I got from them, and it shoots so well, right? So I do test everything out from these brands, from their customer support, you know, all that stuff before I want to invest a ton of money into one of these brands. When you're talking about firearms, right, where even the base models of things cost thousands of dollars, that's just a smart thing to do, IMO. And I have no problem using Monstrum or Palmetto State Armory with the experience that I've had from these brands and with the customer support that I've talked to. They're doing the damn thing, right? So that is what I can share from my real world experience about this stuff. For now, if anything changes, yo, I will let you know. I'm not here to lie to anybody about any of this. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. The only time Monstrum supported the channel is when they like legitimately accidentally sent me some shit for free. Like, somehow some extra stuff got tacked onto my order, and I got a pretty cool little AK rail that was just, I don't know, sent to me on accident. So yeah, I've never had any contact with them other than that, like actually setting up some kind of channel sponsor. I don't need to shill for any brand. Like, that's not what I'm here for. This is a hobby channel. I don't get paid for any of this shit. I don't try to get paid for any of this shit. If somebody does sponsor the channel, I am fully transparent about it, and I tell you exactly how I'm getting sponsored. Whether they just sent me something to review, or they hooked me up with a discount code so I could get a product that I wanted and review it. But I'm always going to be upfront with everybody, transparent, and have nothing to lie about here, right? Because at the end of the day, my word is my bond, and I already have a career. So I don't need to sell anybody anything. And on that note, have an awesome day, everybody. And if you get any of this stuff and you try it out, let me know how it goes. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting a pair of these myself for $29. Yo, even without the discount code, which I think there's a discount code for 35% off of that right now. So you probably score one of these for $20. I don't think you can go wrong, especially with how much, you know, something like this typically costs. Anybody have any experience with these? Leave me a comment, let me know. I'm still mulling over if I want to get a pair of these. Like, I don't even need a pair of rings right now. But it is good to know If I get any optic in the future, I can come straight here and they'll still have these. So that is cool. It is nice to see new products come out from Monstrum. I'm always checking them out. And you should too if you want the good deals. Later, everybody. Have an awesome night.